Mr. Steinmann, when you say China has zero tariffs as of 1st May 2026 on 53 African countries, can you please elaborate on that?
Elsabe, I've given an explanation of the technical side or the analytical side of tariffs.
Yeah.
And now we need to look at why now suddenly it starts mattering in Africa. Why for us?
Yes.
And the trigger event was the Chinese government, Mr. Xi Jinping, who said on the 14th of February this year that at some other event between African leaders and Chinese exporters will mark the introduction of zero-rated tariffs on all African goods for 53 African countries, and the implementation date will be the 1st of May. And this has happened. The farcical part of this, and I'm chuckling here because it is really a bit of a joke if you're not very well informed. 33 African countries were already zero-rated, so it's not new. It's just been extended to 20. And if you look at, it's very selective because remember, South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Egypt is about 88% of everything that is exported to China. So it is insignificant. If you take those 4 countries away from the 53 that's now been zero-rated, it means 49 doesn't really matter. They don't matter. They do for 12% of the basket, but 88% of the basket is only those 4 countries, and of the 88%, about 90% is mining commodities. So China does not import manufactured goods from us or from any African country. China imports raw materials or processed materials which they use in the manufacturing processes in their own factories to make all the products that they export to the rest of the world. They're not interested in having Namibia become a very big manufacturing hub. They're very interested in buying Namibia's uranium and cobalt and iron ore and everything they need to for their factories, but they're not interested in our factories. So you can see from the statistics why I am saying this is a farce. It's been there already. It's a political move, and this you see very clearly demonstrated in the fact that only one country of the 54 African territories is exempted, and that is the old Swaziland, Eswatini. Yeah. And the reason is Eswatini is the last African country who has formal ties with the Taiwanese government. And in the past weekend, there was a bit of a political upset when the Chinese Premier, Mr. Xi Jinping, could not visit Eswatini, but the Taiwanese president visited Eswatini. So, and this, again, it sounds like a storm in a teacup. Maybe it is. But it brings to the fore, to the view of the public, the political motivation behind the zero rating, and that it's not a dangerous or a risky move for the Chinese government because they know where their suppliers are. And from the stats that I've quoted, you can see it's very concentrated, either in the very few countries, or in the range of products that they want, which are mostly unprocessed. And this is important to keep in mind. The only positive thing is that it is an attempt to re-establish the WTO framework of a rules-based trade environment. It's very easy to say, exports or imports into China is now zero-rated for African countries, because it is just as easy 10 years from now to say they are no longer zero-rated. You see, and this, again, it's not It's not thumbsuck, and it's not something that is a maybe. Mr. Trump has illustrated very clearly to all of us how fickle tariffs can be. And again, if you ask yourself, what do we export to China? Uranium, I think a bit of cobalt, manganese perhaps, but limited. And this applies to all the other countries. The big exports from South Africa, for instance, is platinum. But I think the biggest export is coal. Can you believe it? Old-fashioned coal. Why? Because the Chinese need the coal in their furnaces, in their factories, but also in their power plants, in the generating stations. So you see why I say it's a very nice political move, and I welcome it, and it sets a base. It basically re-establishes that thing that I mentioned in the first part of our talk, that we need to be on the same page, and it'll probably carry on or kept in place for at least 10 or 20 years, because that's the minimum time frame that it's going to take African countries to exploit that zero rating for their exports to China. But just remember, it only affects 20 more. 33 were already zero rated. So the big hoo-ha is actually just a little bit of hot air, but a good political statement. It's one of those things where you say, keep watching this space. I'm fairly certain we will see some other developments in the same space.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, unfortunately, we have come to the end of this talk. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel Steinman. Yet another educative talk, and we will meet you next week, same time, same place. From me, Elsa Bitivingani, and the team, we say goodbye.